Hello everybody and welcome to week 13 of the M9 Performance Modified Tour here in Sidewinder Racing League's qualifying underway here tonight at Indianapolis Raceway Park, otherwise known as Lucas Oil Raceway. We'll see who has the fastest laps right now. Looks like Quinn Newton on top of the board, only 2 qualifying laps in so far. Dustin Devoe on screen running his qualifying laps. Looks like Scherer jumps on the board as well. Devoe's first lap at 21:09. See if he can best that on his second lap. And across the line, 20.976, so definitely faster on his second by almost a tenth. See who else we got qualifying right now. Michael Christopher, first lap was a 21:44. And second lap does go faster, 21:40, puts him up to third, passes Quinn Newton. Now we also have, looks like Ken Zimes making his laps. Pat Catalano also on track, but I think his laps didn't come through. Oh, there they go. Okay, Trevor Catalano jumps up to second on the board to 21:08. Giglio with a 21:24 on his first lap. Zimes 21:35. Right, so looks like mostly everybody has got their qualifying laps in. 11 total qualifying laps so far. Like I said, I think Patsy Catalano, he's on track right now making practice laps. I think both of his laps didn't count, so he's gonna have to start in the back, and that's huge for his qualifying effort and his point situation. You know, we're starting round 2, the round of 8, and we're gonna whittle that down to 4 drivers after this race and the next. Qualifying gonna finish up right here.
Uh, 80 laps. Yeah, have a good time.
Wow, what a driver's meeting there.
I'm really liking that thing.
Oh boy.
Getting a little itchy.
Alright, so it looks like everybody is gridded up for the most part. We'll go over our starting grid for tonight's race. On the pole position, Dustin Devoe, no surprise there. Got several poles so far in the season. Joined a little late, so he's not playoff eligible, but still had some great runs in the last few weeks and looking to make it another one for that 96 car. Starting on his outside, Trevor Catalano makes his return in the 56 car. And see if he can have a good run here tonight behind them. Ken Zion's going to start third in that second row. Outside of him, Blake Giglio in the 61 car. And Michael Christopher in the 16 going to start 5th tonight alongside Quinn Newton in the 97. 7th place going to be Jeremy Clapper Newell. 8th, Frank Klein. 9th is going to be Jeremy Scherer in the 15. 10th is going to be Scott Elston in the 85. And we have Gatlin Downey in 11th. Daniel Llewellyn starting this race in 12th. And running out our 13 car field tonight, Pat Catalano, who was unable to get a qualifying lap to count, so he's going to have to start from back tonight. this time by. And pace car pulls on to pit road. Field on green, gonna go through the restart zone. Here we go, green flag in the air. Dead even at the line. Down into turns 1 and 2 they go. This track is really weird. And here we go, already wrecking. Gatlin Downey, Daniel Llewellyn already having issues. Looks like those may be the only two involved.
Trav! What's up? What's going on, buddy?
Let's see what happened.
Having some fun. Naturally, just
Caution waving right here.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see. The 23 a little slow into the corner, and looks like the 05 just didn't check up.
That's why he's got his feet.
Let's see if we get one more look at that on board with the 05 car. Oh, already a little contact there on the start, and they head into turn 1, and just kind of sent it in there, and caught the rear bumper of the 23 car.
I changed my ways. I'm a clean driver.
Get on board with Daniel. So that 23, I mean, I don't think he's going to have too much damage here. I mean, he hit the back end pretty hard, but didn't really hit anything else. Shouldn't be a fast repair for that 23.
I got new pedals.
That's going to put us under caution for the first time tonight. Full 80 lap race here tonight, so got a long way to go if it keeps up like this.
You should get him in sleep. He'd wreck too much shit. Fair.
So it looks like Trevor Catalano was able to take over the lead when that caution came out.
Does leader get main choice?
So, 1 lap to green. Gonna get this race restarted. See if we can make it 1 whole lap this time. And Trevor Catalano picks the outside. Restart going to be in his hands. And green flag back in the air here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Down into turn 1 they go. See if we make it off cleanly this time. We do. That's not the right camera. Michael Christopher. Pretty much everybody single file already. Just gonna call out Mike Chris, kind of filing in line, but looks like everybody already sorting this out. Now, right as we went green, I was gonna mention this track is very weird in the way it races. And I've seen the guys talk about it in practice and when they were building the setup for this week, that you gotta kind of slide it into the corner. We'll go on board with Blake Diglio here and kind of show that off. So he's gonna slide it all the way down to that first seam on the bottom, slide all the way up to the wall, and then come back down on exit. Really hard diamonds in these corners. And another thing to mention about this track is that very first seam right down here, you can see it right there, That is a lot less banking right there than the rest of the track. It's going to be right down there. You want to be kind of on this side of the track when you're running around IRP. Very few cars have actually get grip toward that bottom end of the racetrack. So we're going to see a lot of guys. It's going to be tough to pass here tonight because you're losing a lot of racing surface when you can't go down to the bottom. So it's going to be tough, but looks like Catalano firmly holding that lead right now. Novoa not too far behind though. As we move back, Giglio kind of falling off those two, and then we have Ken Zimes, Mike Christopher having a good top 5 night so far, and then Quinn Newton, Frank Klein right there in 7th. But a lot of battling going on from 7th on back. These guys are kind of bunched up, but still not really any side-by-side racing going on so far. I think once the tires settle in and everybody kind of figures out what they're doing, we're going to start to see some passing going on. But right now, everybody's got the same tires and just kind of riding in line, waiting for something to happen. Back up to the front. Trevor Catalano starting to pull away from the field. Novoa maybe saving tires. I mean, this is a full 80 lap race. Oh, Catalano around in the front of the field, slides down to the inside of the racetrack. Good save. Good job not to hit the inside wall right there. And we mentioned it, there's a banking change on the bottom of the racetrack, and I think he caught that with his inside tires, and the car just went around. I mean, he was making good time right there. And, well, definitely not what he wanted, that's for sure. So, we'll see if anybody decides to come down pit road right here under caution. Well, we'll take a look at it first. Okay, that's not what we're looking for right there. Okay. All right. Back that up. Right here. Gonna come down, cross those tires over the banking change.
I just completely, I don't even know what happened.
Right here. This seam is what I'm talking about.
Don't worry.
As soon as he crosses that over with those tires, the car just gets upset. Actually gives the left front a little bit more grip for just a second and pulls the front end of the car into the inside of the racetrack. And you can't do much from there. So that's going to move Dustin Novoa into the lead. Looks like nobody's going to pit under that caution, so should go back to green here in just a moment.
I'm gonna take bottom.
And you hear Novoa on the radio, he's going to take the bottom lane on this restart. Alrighty, here we go. Green flag back in the air. Novoa steps on the gas. And Giglio and Zimes side by side. See if Giglio can hold off. He does. Little bit of pinch in there and exit, but he's able to do it. Looks like Catalano up to 10th now. Okay, Mike Christopher, I mean, pretty much everybody moved up a spot in the top 10 in that 56 spun.
Sorry.
It looks like huge gap back to Llewellyn and Downey. And these guys are battling hard back here. I don't know what they're doing. Get Downey all the way down to the apron. That's not gonna work. That's 12th and 13th. About 4.5 seconds off the rest of the field right now. Looks like Trevor Catalano trying to make his way through the field after that spin. Slider down to the bottom, trying to get by Clapper Newell right there. Oh, contact! The 21 is roughing him up. He's trying to turn him. Either that. Oh, he's just wrecking him. He's just wrecking him. He just. He just held his wheel to the left the entire straightaway.
Dude, you got the wrong man, guy. That's the first time I've been underneath you the entire night.
That was definitely way more than just trying to, you know, send a message. He just flat out wrecked me.
Yeah, let's back that up to this. Go on board with the 21. Yeah, he's just steering left the entire front straightaway.
I haven't been under you. It's the first time I've been under you the entire race.
So, I'm hearing on the radio.
Yeah, and you put me in the fence.
Oh my, this camera's got to stop.
How did I put you in the fence? I was below the yellow.
Okay. We have
corner.
Trevor Catalano right here.
Didn't even come up.
We're gonna back it up a little farther.
And then in 3 and 4, you're right.
See,
you came down a little bit.
They're battling for a few laps right here.
I was underneath the yellow dotted, or the white dotted line in the center. We just barely touched.
Looks like clean racing so far. A little bit of contact right there. Just got loose on the bottom a little bit. No harm, no foul. You know, he kept it straight. Then the two make contact again right here. But I mean, I think that the 56 is as low as he can be on this track. And then they get on the straightaway, and the 21 is just turning hard left the entire straightaway.
Unhooked at one point, like literally unhooked.
Yeah, he definitely was pinching that 56 a lot before he just decided to hook him.
And
then you turning right.
I was turning left if I was going to the bottom of the racetrack, man. I was trying to get us unhooked. I was actually trying to save both of us.
Do you think any of these drivers that weren't involved may think about putting on tires, or you think they're gonna just stand pat here, Lucas?
Alrighty then.
So it looks like Llewellyn came down pit road 10 laps ago? That's interesting. I don't think that's right. Not sure. But looks like, yeah, nobody else pit on this caution. from what I'm seeing. So everybody's staying out once again. They do only have one set of tires, so I'm not surprised they're not taking it this early. They haven't ran that many green flag laps. Here we go. Pace car lights are out again. We're gonna go back to green flag racing this time. Bye.
My car's kind of hurt, Trevor, so go ride me on the top.
And green flag. In the air once again. Turn 1 they go.
Tell me I was supposed to let the 23 car by, but he was like running before the
Frank Klein making moves right now up inside the top 5. Every time we get a caution, it seems like he makes up a spot or two. Now got his sights set on the 16 of Christopher. Looks like Ken Zimes was able to get by Blake Giglio in this restart, or before, I'm not entirely sure. Trevor Colano back up into 9th, gets by Jeremy Scherer right there. Now, I do want to mention playoff drivers right now. We don't have a graphic for it, unfortunately. I was planning on making one this week, but I never got around to it. So we're just going to name them off. Pat Colano comes into this race. Remember, the points were reset after last week. This is the round of 8. So Pat Catalano has 12 bonus points. And he's going to be, in the lead. And then looks like Clapper Newell and Quinn Newton both have 6 bonus points. So they're both tied for 2nd. And then we have Michael Christopher, Ryan Honeycutt, Daniel Wellen, Cliff Mullins, and Jeremy Scherer all with 2,000 points even. And it looks like Llewellyn, Christopher, Newton, Clapper Newell, Pat Catalano, and Scherer are the only ones to show up tonight. So I'm not seeing Honeycutt or Mullins. So a good finish tonight should put a lot of these guys in a good spot. So we got a battle for 8th right here. Oh, contact again, these two. Reminder, the 21 and the 56, they both just caused the last caution, and with a pretty egregious wreck, I would say. So it's going to be something to watch right here. 56 trying to get by him, and they're going to be a little more careful about not making contact with him this time. Yeah, way on the bottom, giving him the entire racetrack up top. But you're not going to get the pass done doing that here. I mean, you cannot be below that first seam, and there's nothing he can do about it right now. Deep dive from the 56. 21 gives him room. Doran on the exit. I don't see this ending well again. back up to the lead. Still have Dustin Navoa, Ken Zimes, 1-2. And Blake Giglio, Michael Christopher. Frank Klein is right on Christopher's rear bumper. Right on his bumper. And turning the 16. Luckily, the 16 of Christopher was able to save it, but saw that one coming from a mile away. Saw him getting up on that rear quarter panel. But he did lift, give him that, the 99, I'm sorry, the 33 on track. He did lift for him. He didn't just drive through him, so no harm, no foul there. And then you got Quinn Newton, 6, Patsy Catalano, and then Trevor Catalano, who gets by Clapper Newell while we were not looking. So, breathing a sigh of relief, I assume. And we have Gatlin Downey, Daniel Llewellyn, and Scott Elston pretty far back. Not sure how that happened. Seemed like he had pretty good pace before. I think he might have had an incident back on lap 31. So that's how he got so far off the field, but hopefully he gets caution and he can get caught back up with everybody.
Look up. I'm trying to let you back the auto. Didn't realize that for the last second.
So looks like Trevor Catalano gets around Patsy. We'll move him up into 7th. And the top 2 have just driven away from the rest of the field. Really the top 3, they have about 3.5 seconds to the next car behind them. There's the difference. 32 laps to go here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Closest battle on track, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Looks like Klein was not able to get around Christopher, fell off a little bit from his rear bumper, and gets in the wall out of 4. Probably a little bit of suspension damage from that one. Oh. '88 and the 33 both get in the wall. Now, Michael Christopher starting to drive away from the rest of these guys. And Trevor Catalano has caught the 97 and the 33. We'll see if he can do anything to get by those guys. Oh, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. That 56 was close. Oh my god, he just killed a man! The 56 hard on the outside wall. And Quinn said it ain't easy being cheesy. And that's all 3 for tonight, but man, I had a feeling that was coming. I mean, I don't know the verdict on this one yet, but Trevor's been in 3 accidents tonight, and I don't think any of them have been his fault. And a lot of takers on pit road.
Hey Quinn, I'm sorry. As soon as I caught the apron, it just snapped up the racetrack. I had to feel turned all the way to the left as far as I could, man.
Everybody come down pit road.
I do apologize, bro.
Looks like Clapper Newell stays out. Navoa gonna come off pit road. 2-tire stop for him. Symes 2 tires. Giglio 2 tires. Klein 2 tires. Then we have Michael Christopher, who is still on pit road, so I think he's taking 4, but Scherer also going to take 2. Mike Christopher comes off with 4. Scott Elston 2 tires. Quinn Newton 4 tires. Patsy Catalano 4. Gatlin Downey 4, and Daniel Llewellyn also taking... I'm sorry, Downey and Llewellyn stayed out right here. Nope, there they go. They're coming off pit road now. Alright, let's take a look at how that last caution happened. See the 56 and the 97 battling hard right here. We heard the 56 on the radio say he just caught the apron, but let's get a better view of that if we can. You see the 56 right here, and I think it's going to be the same thing as before. That's really cost him the lead early on in this race. Yeah, he tried to slide it in there. Again, talking about this seam right here. That's what's been killing him all night long. He gets on top of it. Car gets loose, but honestly, I mean, he just kind of sent her in there. Washed up into the 97. And, well, I gave the 97 a little bit of damage, but pretty much just destroyed his car. So Clapper Newell stays out right here, and he's going to take over the lead.
It definitely looks like a mixture of strategies here.
Yeah, it looks like 2nd through 6th all took 2 tires on that caution, and then pretty much every car 8th on back took 4. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. But here we go. Field is double file. We're going to go green this time by. And we're going to have 18 laps to go in this race. And he's going to go early.
Green, green, green.
And we're wrecking already to 16. Around on the front straightaway. And several cars still wrecking in turn 1, the 4 and the 05. Okay, let's see what happened. We'll go back to the 16 car. Keep an eye on him. Right here. Oh! I don't know what that was. I think just another classic case of the scene, but we gotta also look at the 05 and the 4 afterward. The 05, oh, a lot going on. The 05 just dove it in on the 4 car. And then we also had the 15 gets turned off the nose of the 33, it looks like. So 3 different wrecks happening completely independent of each other. We'll go up to the 33. Yeah, the 15 and the 33 just kind of came together right there. And then we also got to look at the 16. Oh, you know what? I'm going to show it again. That seam right here. He drives over it on the restart and kicks the car out sideways. But did a good job saving it. Didn't get any more damage. And then one more look at the incident between the 05 and the 4. The 05 just a huge send into turn 1. Completely missed his braking point, or just wasn't ready for everybody to break that early in turn 1. But either way, a lot of damage, a lot of carnage. Order caution again. Clapper Newell stays out in the lead after that one. He already has two wins this season, that 21 car. And both of those in pretty crazy fashion. One of them was at Oxford Plains, and I think the other one was at Michigan. And he's looking to get his 3rd here tonight. Lock himself into the championship 4. Pace car gonna pull off. We'll get back to green flag racing. And 21 not going as early this time. The rest of the field jumps the restart, and the 97 gonna go around from that. No caution. The 97 is sideways wrecked on the front stretch, and iRacing decides that a car wrecking in the middle of the field was not enough for a caution. Meanwhile, a bumper to the 21 sends him up the racetrack. Drops back to 4th, and now Ken Zimes is in the lead. Contact between the 61 and the 96. Still bump, beating and banging right there. 12 laps to go. Now Jeremy Scherer up into 5th. If he can hold on to that, it's a good points night for him. A good shot at the championship 4. The 61 of Giglio trying to get by the 73, but now the 96 is going to get to his outside. Blake catches that bottom seam. Oh, gets real out of shape on the front stretch. Is able to save it, but he loses a ton of time. 10 laps to go. Nine to go now, and Ken Zimes trying to put this race away. Clapper Newell holds on to a top 5. Scherer is right on his bumper, though. Going to try to get past him for that spot. Pat Scalano just behind those two. And then Scott Elston, great rebounds. Saw him well off the pack earlier in this race, but he has done a great job. Needed that caution. He got it. And now has put himself into 8th. And looking to get some more spots here before the end of this race. Michael Christopher, after that wreck on the restart, finds himself back in 9th right now. Definitely not how he wanted to end the night. Hopefully he can get a caution and some luck. Get back up through that field. Daniel Llewellyn looks like inside the top 10. And then Gatlin Downing right behind him. Quinn Newton well behind the rest of the pack. 12.5 seconds back from the leader, and just hoping for a caution before the end of this race. Otherwise he's going to be in a pretty bad situation for the playoffs. Pat Catalano going to get around Jeremy Scherer. Oh, not yet. Still battling side by side. And he will make that pass. For Catalano up into 6th. The top 5 pretty spread out. But the top 3 still under a blanket. Three laps to go. Can Navoa or Giglio get to Zymes? Two laps to go now. White flag next time by. 96 right on the rear bumper of the 73. Will he give him the bumper? A bumper at this track is kind of a death sentence. Not a normal short track bump and run. At such high speed, it's probably going to send the guy around. White flag in the air. This race is official. Will he do anything? Good run off of 2. Back the corner up. Now a run down the back straightaway. Goes to the inside. Dives it down. Slide job. Puts the 73 up the racetrack. Now the 61 on the bottom. Those two wreck it before the line, and Dustin Navoa gets the win. Zymes comes across 2nd. Giglio 3rd. Then Frank Klein, Jeremy Clappernew 4th and 5th. Crazy finish right there. Navoa with a last second dive.
Yeah,
Takes the win away from Ken Zymes.
I heard he hit the wall.
And Giglio and Zymes just came together before the
No,
line.
actually, I thought I pinched
Didn't
you
really
and
affect
Bannon.
those two too much.
That was definitely a very nice execution of setting Zymes up there to make the pass on him to make that winning move of the race.
Yeah,
Maybe
he
10
tried to
more
go
times.
for the clean slide job, and well, I mean, once he realized it wasn't going to work, he tried to lift, but I think it was just too late. He sent it in too deep,
I was trying.
and ended up putting the 73, washing him up. And
Even if I got there, it would have taken like 3 or 4 laps to actually pass him.
let's see if we can get a word with those guys. Looks
But
like
tires didn't wear nothing.
Dustin's going to be the only one we're going to be able to talk to tonight, so we'll see if we can get a word
Yeah, I
with
was
him
shocked.
here. Hey Dustin, it's Lucas. Got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey man, well, great move on the last lap. You got to the 73's rear bumper and just threw the slider on him, man. What happened there?
Well, it worked out perfect. I mean, those 2 tires made it tight as heck, so it was real different from the original set we had on it. But man, I goosed up such a run coming off of 2, and he's my teammate, so I'm like, you know what? It's gonna be fun at the end. So I pulled a slider, and when I mean I drove it in deep, if he wasn't there, I would have took the wall down. So, oh my God, I did it, and when I looked in my mirror, I'm like, I'm not clear, and I slammed on the brakes, and we caught, and then here comes Blake, and it worked. We saved it and kept going straight. It was fantastic. We were laughing about it a few minutes ago. So, but got him.
That was an awesome finish, man. I'm glad everybody was a good sport about it, and I'd love to see it. I mean, I was hoping you'd throw the slider on him. It was a great move. I thought you were going to clear him for a second, but like you said, you didn't. Tried to slam on the brakes, but somehow still came away with the win. And, well, just a great race overall for you, man. But got anybody you want to shout out for the race tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Carolina Motorsports, Nova Glass, CFG Esports, Ken for running me clean there and not wrecking us both. And Blake for running me clean, and you guys for putting this on. So,
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you talking to us. Congrats on the win, and we'll see you next week.
yes, absolutely. Thank you.
All right, that was Justin Navoa, winner tonight. Sorry, I did not put the winner graphic up. You know, I'm still getting used to this. There you go. I'll put it up for a second. But I think that's going to be, yeah, Blake left. And, well, easy night for me. I'm not complaining. You got any closing thoughts here, Lucky?
For a little bit, we were kind of wondering, was it going to be a full moon kind of a race because it's Halloween? But it looked like after they got going a little bit, they managed to have a nice little shootout there. There was of a few good green runs, but it looks like the fourth place finisher may or may not be, I guess, sitting below us. I don't know.
I hate to say it, but Mike only paid for 3 and they didn't show up. So calling it a night. I'm really tired. I'm sorry. Frank, I see you down there, but I really gotta get to the bathroom and I want to cut this off. So thank you everybody for watching. Having Lucas Hoitzman Lucky join me tonight. We'll see you next week for the cutoff race and the street stocks here in a few weeks. But thanks for watching. See you next week.